Most of you aren't subscribed. Make sure to exorcise the subscribe button, as it helps out the channel. Without further ado, hearing the princess wanting to spend time with Seika, Seika frowns as he wants to learn more about Fiona's fortune-telling. But Yuki wonders why, as Seika himself can see the future, but Seika reveals that fortune-tellers can only see some information about the future, whereas Seika can see all of it. Nonetheless, Seika still intends to not get too involved. Running into Onmyouji, Seika learns that Glai has been helping her with her sword skill, but is surprised to learn that Onmyouji has yet to win a single duel against Glai. Knowing that Seika is hiding from the princess, Onmyouji says that Seika should at least spend some time with her, as tomorrow is the day they depart. Seeing the princess playing chess alone, Seika learns that the princess is currently undefeated. Asking to play Seika, the princess learns that Seika is a beginner, so she will remove some of her pieces from the start, to make it more fair. Additionally, Fiona asks to bet something, where the loser must do any one thing the winner decides, but the loser can reject the request if it seems too far-fetched. Since the bet is reasonable, Seika plays Fiona. Chatting, Fiona asks if Seika knows what is the strongest chess piece in the world, only for Seika to ponder, responding that it must be the people controlling the others, like politicians sitting in safety, as soldiers go off to war. Surprised with Seika's answer, the princess reveals that she personally believes that the strongest people are those who are unknown. This is because if someone is unable to anticipate everything, they are bound to lose to something. Since those around Fiona all have status, and armies by their side, the princess states that she's been trying to grow her name, suddenly declaring that she would win the match. Not surprised, Seika says that he realized that the princess had stopped Glai and Seika's match the other day, because she knew Seika would win, and that Glai and kinda revealed her secret. But the princess seemed ecstatic, as she was going to tell Seika eventually, but didn't know how to. Continuing their game, Seika is clearly losing, but sticks it out till the end, commending the princess. Wondering why Seika doesn't think it's unfair for her to be using her foresight, Seika states that it still counts as her own strength, but it would be nice to learn about one of her fears, and what she is thinking. In her past, Fiona had always feared stew, as when she was younger she believed that eating too much bread would one day mean she would have a loaf of bread growing in her belly. Hearing the adorable and innocent thinking, Seika teases the princess, only for her to talk about one of her foresights. Using a child as an example, she states that she knows of someone doomed to fail, but she wants to save them. Leaving it at that, she allows Seika to interpret her thoughts how he will, fearing that the future may change. Before parting, Seika promises to help her any way he can, only for the princess to say she'll think of something for Seika to do, as per their bet. Elsewhere in a forest, we see the 5 mysterious monsters: Zor the swordsman, Mudrev the strongest ogre, Loni a powerful tamer, Pyrshlaria evil eye user, and Gulgani a candidate to become the head of his clan. Wanting everyone around him to grow stronger, Zor tells everyone to eat up, uttering that he has the ability to see others' potential. With departure day arriving, Luft wishes Seika the best, saying that he should think about future careers, but Seika chooses to hide that he wants to become an adventurer. Next, thanking Yifa for his hard work, Luft wishes Yifa the best, whilst also offering Onmyouji and Mabel to come by anytime. Wondering where Mabel has been, Seika learns that Mabel had been sleeping all day, wanting to marry a noble, and slacking around all day. With Glai rushing the gang, Glai neglects Luft, as they'll probably see each other in the future, prompting Fiona to tease Glai about his possible death. Bidding Luft farewell, everyone heads off. With Seika, Glai and Fiona as one carriage, Glai notes how quiet Seika gets, as he's clearly not used to the movement of the carriage. Wondering how Glai can both watch over the princess, and be head of his soldiers, Seika wonders what types of bandits people normally encounter, only to hear one of their empty carriages, placed as bait, being blown up. Hopping on top of his carriage, Seika spots the bandits' leader, upon a hill, commanding his men to spread out and target different carriages, all whilst their archers channeling a magnetic cloud. Seika is able to stop the enemy's arrow, prompting a sorcerer to cast a spell, with no effect on Seika's barrier. Realizing that most of the carriages are decoys, the leader chooses to focus on Seika, but Glai makes a courageous entrance, rallying his men, and having them easily attack the enemy. Hearing the princess wants to keep the men alive, Seika swiftly restrains all of them, ending the battle. Realizing that there was something suspicious, The three girls had turned around, but by the time they arrived, Seika had already restrained them all. But one thing is suspicious, as the enemy had chosen to attack, when they knew there would be knights protecting the carriages. Chatting to the princess privately, Seika learns that the men are assassins, and that one of her rivals must have sent them after her. Wondering if they were all coming back to the capital, the princess says yes, as that is the reason for all the decoy carriages, having anticipated everything. Worried that one of them might break free and try to attack, the princess reveals that the captured are planning to meet up with reinforcements, so they'll wait for the right time. But the princess knows that reinforcements will never come, as they were slain by Zor and his 4 monsters. Arriving at the entrance of the town, the gang chat with the princess, as Fiona thanks everyone for being so welcoming to her. As it's time to leave, Fiona hints at meeting Onmyouji again, only to tell Seika to not forget that she is always on his side. In the dead of night, we see Zor and his members rushing through the forest, as Zor states that their mission is to kill the hero, only to return home safe. Hearing each of them have their own ambitions, they arrive near the school. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, like,